working as chief manager in Chris and in this video I am going to show you how the applications which have been received against a group B notification will be handled at the unit level and at the headquarters level. So when the notification has been created, we have created a unit custodian for the units and a HQ recipient, both of which have been given the role of GZV. When an employee submits an application, it goes to the unit custodian directly. Now I have logged in as the unit custodian. Let us see how the application can be processed. I will go to my inbox. The application will be visible in my inbox of the unit custodian as soon as the employees apply. Group B applications. Here I will be able to view the notifications, and to proceed with the application I will click on action. So once I click on action, there are two indicators. The first indicator has the file movement started. Because the file movement has not yet started, it shows the cross mark. And second filter is whether the chief OS has remarked. Since that also has not been done, it shows as cross mark. Now please look at the second column which says chief OS remarked. Before the application can be finalized and sent from one unit to the headquarters, it has to be approved, it has to be looked at by an official of chief OS or OS or senior clerk at level 5 and above, and only then it can be approved by a gazetted officer with marking the employee application as eligible or non-eligible. So now we will try and send the application to a chief OS level official. I will enter my remarks. And I have to select the employee to whom I am sending the application here. And I click on submit. Once I click on submit, the application will no longer be seen in the inbox. So let me log in with the chief OS ID. Similar to the earlier instance, when the chief OS also logs in, he has to go to my inbox to view the applications which have been forwarded to him by the earlier user. In this case, the earlier user is the unit custodian. So he will click on Group B applications. And once he clicks on the application, he will be able to see the notification and he will be able to view the original application given by the employee. To proceed further, he will click on action. Now if you see, the file movement started button has turned green. However, the has chief OS remarked, this button is still red for the reason that this has not yet been seen and scrutinized by chief OS. So to do that, he has to mandatorily select the option of chief OS, OS or senior clerk processing and then process the application. Only then the application will be allowed to be approved by the gazetted officer and sent to headquarter recipient for further process. Now in this screen, chief OS will be able to see the entire details of the application as the applicant has given. He will now be able to edit the application details also. He can click on no and edit the application. He will be able to edit the educational qualifications of the employees. He will be able to edit the deputational details of the employees. He will also be able to edit the promotional details of the employee. So let me give in some random data to see how chief OS can edit it. Please understand, Chief OS processing is a mandatory step, and he will also be able to edit the transfer details of the employee by clicking on this radio button, and the fields will be then become editable. Similarly, he will also be able to edit the medically decategorized details. He will also be able to edit the PWBD details. This can be PWBD details can be edited only if the employee is marked as a PWBD candidate in Employee Master. And then subsequently he will enter his remarks. And he will select the officer's name to whom the application has to be sent. And he will mark that he has to mandatorily mark whether an employee is eligible or not. Once this is done, the file will go to the officer because he has marked it to an officer. Now let us log in from the officer's HRMS ID and see how the application can be sent to headquarters. Now I have logged in as an officer, and I will be able to see the application which has been forwarded from unit custodian to the Chief OS, and the Chief OS has then processed it, and now the application has come to me. I will click on my inbox. I will then see the application. Then click on action button to view the application further. So in this screen, the officer who is eligible to approve the application will now see the original application here in this view application, and the version, the changed version which has been done by the Chief OS. He will be able to see the application in this. So if you remember, we have changed the date of promotion, and we have changed the length of the service, non-fortuitous service. That will be visible here. So once he has seen the application, and if he thinks that the application is eligible, he will mark it as eligible, and then he will finalize the proposal and send it to headquarters. To do that, he will select the option for finalize proposal and send to headquarters. Otherwise, he will also be able to return the proposal to Chief OS or senior clerk for correction. The file will go back again to the same Chief OS, and again to the Chief OS who he desires to, and they can make the corrections and send it to him again. In this case, let us finalize the proposal and send it to headquarters. He will enter the remarks, and then he will also mark the eligibility, and he will submit. He will have to enter the transaction ID, transaction OTP, and click on submit. With this, the application has been processed at the unit level and now being forwarded to headquarters. Thank you.